the gentleman we have come to know and get to know. Brian Rooney, candidate for Congress. He's a Republican in the Battle Creek and Jackson area. He would be if he wins the nomination, running against the freshman Congressman Mark Schauer. And he's with us in studio again this morning. Nice to see you again.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
It must have, for you, having served in the military, served in the Marines, and been around some very unpleasant situations in Iraq, hearing that news about a potential car bomb in Times Square must have really, I don't know, affected you when you heard that news.
Yeah, it just reminded me something that I never will forget, that the people that are trying to destroy our country literally are going to keep doing it, and they're not going to stop. And we, our president, our Congress needs to remain ever vigilant in stopping these people that are trying to destroy our way of life. And they're going to do it anywhere and anywhere they can, like at the Christmas Day bomber over Detroit and what we saw in Times Square. And you know, you said people gathering around the car. You know, I've been around explosions before, and you don't want to be anywhere near them because they're much more massive than you can ever imagine.
Well, anybody who saw that movie, The Hurt Locker, saw the pains that that our military forces go through to defuse bombs like that and the kind of damage that they can cause. But I've often wondered over the last 8, let's call it 9 years, why somebody hasn't tried this before in New York City.
Yeah, well, we have good people stopping them, but we can't get complacent, because complacency, I've always taught in the Marine Corps, kills you, and it does. So we, our FBI, our CIA, our Homeland Security, everybody, our Congress, they have to remember that these people aren't stopping. They're going to continue to try to find our weak points, to probe us. They're continually doing this. Maybe this was a smaller probe to see, you know, how big a bomb they could get in there. Maybe this wasn't a huge bomb, but you know, they're constantly seeing our weak points, and we have to always remember that, you know, people hate us, and they hate our way of life, they hate our culture, and we have to fight against it constantly.
We're sitting with Steve Yensich here, who is the head of the Michigan Lodging and Tourism Association, and I know you haven't met Brian Rooney before, so it's good timing to come in this morning. He's from a very famous family. His uncle is a U.S. ambassador to Ireland, and his family owns the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's running for Congress here in Michigan. And I would ask you, Brian, your experience in Michigan so far, and talking to someone here from the Michigan Lodging and Tourism Association, what's it been like living in our state? How long have you been here?
I've been here since 2006 after I left the active duty Marine Corps. I was an active duty Marine for almost 9 years. And I came and chose to live in Michigan, have 2 of my 3 children been born here, and it's a beautiful state. You know, my image of Michigan growing up was not what it is. You know, it's a beautiful state. The lakes are incredible. One of the things I've been talking about recently is the carp issue, because it's not a shoreline issue. It can really destroy tourism in Michigan if we allow the Asian carp to get into our lakes, and I'm very fearful of that. I don't believe the Michigan dream of owning a cottage on the shoreline includes 4-foot, 100-pound carp jumping in the background.
Yeah. So. I'll say.
And I've been to Mackinac Island. Me and my wife have taken weekend trips up north, and it's beautiful. And my part of the state is incredible as well. I'm really fortunate to live in this state, and we need to keep the the word out there that we have a great tourism spot, that a destination state that people should come to. You know, and it includes every part from the UP to Grand Rapids to everywhere else, including Jackson, Battle Creek, and Washtenaw County. They're all great places to visit or stay and raise a family.
How did you end up in Michigan?
I took a job at the Thomas More Law Center after I left active duty Marine Corps, and you know, I took a job that got me to Michigan, and then, of course, I've told my story before here on the shows, Michigan saved my child's life at University of Michigan. He has a congenital heart defect, and we spent the first 3 months of his life there, and the people here, the Midwestern mentality is what I wanted to raise my children with, and to, you know, have them stay here after they go to University of Michigan, Michigan State, or any of these Hillsdale colleges, any of those, they need to have a job. And selfishly, I want them to stay here as I grow older, and I want them to have a job when they leave the university system. We just don't have that right now. We need to do a better job of creating a business-friendly environment here in Michigan.
You're fully invested in Michigan, then, you and your family?
Absolutely. 2 of my children are Michiganders, doctors here, nurses here. University of Michigan saved his life. People brought us dinner every night. They brought us, watched my other 2 children, watched our dogs, mowed my lawn. That is the values that I wanted my children to be raised with.
It's not that much different from Pennsylvania, is it, or is it?
It's very similar to Pennsylvania, although Pennsylvania has a little harder edge than Michigan does. You know, there's
the coal, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Michigan,
and the Iron City beer.
Right, that's probably true. Western PA is a little more similar to Michigan than Eastern PA, but it's people are a little bit nicer here.
All right,
but that's why I wanted to stay. You know, I wanted my kids to have this kind of values that we have here in Michigan.
Well, thanks for letting us get to know you along the primary trail here. We'll be interested to see how it all goes, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, thanks for having me.
In studio, candidate for Congress, Brian Rooney. You're living in the Jackson area, right, or Ann Arbor?
I actually live in Dexter.
Dexter.
My office is in Jackson.
There we go. All right, and he would, if he were elected, defeat Congressman Mark Schauer, the Democrat, in his freshman term. It's the best time, they say, to beat a sitting congressman, although this year, who knows? We'll see. 18 minutes after the hour, and that's Brian Rooney is his name. It's runwithrooney.com, if I'm not mistaken. Steve Yensich, you're up next. We're on our way to Mackinac Island. We'll find out why, and it's